Hello and welcome to another Hall of Fame success story. We have a Cam Manti available for our Hall of Fame interview and we want to welcome him. He has done a stupendous job. He's been in the mastery for more than 1 year and has been through the leadership program as well. And over the last 1 year or so, he has been part of every program that I have offered to him. And he has changed and transformed himself to reach to a level where he is now promoted with 30% hike in his own organization with a head of strategic research as a position. So I just want to say many congratulations on this success.
Thanks a lot, Rakesh.
Now, help me understand what has actually made those changes in you over the last 1 year or so. While you were a part of the camp, then you were part of the leadership and the growth opinion part as well. So what has actually changed in you?
Yeah, I think so. When I started with Cam the first time, I went through your ad, and somehow I was able to relate to whatever you mentioned in that. I was going through that. The stagnation in career, and you think that whatever you're doing is you're just repeating the same thing, and it's not something that you can call a career, but just a job. So all those things were going through my head when I came across your ad for CAM program, and that's when I enrolled for it. And I would say, I have not taken even the complete action on all the items covered in CAM, but the most striking part of CAM is the initial half where we work on ourselves, when we work on, what we stand for, what's our personality, what's our, the circle of, influence, and, who we know and who knows us, all those things. So I think when I started thinking on all those areas, that itself gave me a lot of clarity to me, that what am I doing and how should I be doing it. uh, I was not getting the growth that I deserved based on my ratings and the feedback. So I had to kind of do a lot of for some time I had to do a lot of thinking on what is going on, like why am I not getting where I'm supposed to get till now. So when I gone through those all the the knowledge snippets that you've given in the CAM program, I started thinking internally, and more than trying for job outside, I felt the need to work first of all on the job I'm doing right now, because I found a lot of things that I need to change in the way I'm approaching things in the job right now. And the most important thing what I did is I started seeking feedback, keeping all my biases aside, and not categorizing somebody as playing favoritism or something. So I wanted to keep all the biases aside and go with a very neat uh, very neat approach and towards whatever I'm told.
Mhm.
So I reached out to my seniors for feedback. I blocked time, specific time formally with my manager, with my reporting manager, and I started taking feedback. And without questioning anything, and without doubting anybody's intention, I just started, uh, breaking down the feedback into action items. Like if somebody is, telling me that, okay, this is not working well, I would not stop there. Okay, it's not working well. So what exact areas are not working well? I would go to that level. And why is it not working well? What is it that is missing in my personality, or what is it which is not in alignment with that particular task? If my personality is not aligned with task 1, 2, 3, I should rather take help in those areas and focus on the areas where I am good at. So I started doing that. So when we break the feedback into action items,
Mhm.
it leads to a lot of change, and you get confidence also that, okay, if something is not working, this is the way out, this is the way, you should break the feedback into task level to action level and then start working on it. Then definitely it helps. And that's what worked for me, it took time. It's a long time taking process because asking senior leadership guys to spend time giving you feedback and then making you accountable for changes, it definitely takes time because
Mm,
you,
absolutely.
you get that time very rarely, and very you have to convince people very badly to be that patient with you at senior level. And for me also, it took time initially, to build that trust in the process and what I'm proposing, and to make my senior believe that I have the right intentions, and I am going to go for a win-win kind of situation. So to build that trust, it took time. But then after that, everything what happened actually helped me improve as a person, as an individual. I have grown a lot when I started approaching things in that way, and that has happened only because of the mindset change that happened, and that started with camp, and then
Mm,
I enrolled for a leadership course, and that even magnified the or this whole process further, and that kind of gave me even more granular things to look at. How should I approach on my own? How should I approach things that I need to bring in myself, and that can give me that that winning strategy. So I think all this combined, whatever internal work that you suggest in camp program and leadership program, and of course an entrepreneurial mindset that you teach in growthpreneur. I did the growthpreneur program as well. So so I think all that combined helped me take charge of my career. I started getting into a lot of initiatives. I would say surprisingly, I was attracting those opportunities. When you start thinking towards something, you attract. So there is some sort of that law of attraction also that works, right? When you
absolutely.
start thinking as an entrepreneur, you attract those entrepreneurial opportunities. Even I was a simple employee, but then I was attracting those opportunities. Like one of the leaders approached me for a new initiative. I spoke to you earlier also, Rakesh, about it, which required a lot of entrepreneurial mindset and business planning. And what I figured doing that is I'm naturally good at it, and I got an opportunity to experiment. And that initiative went really well. I got a lot of recognition within the organization, and it was just a formality for me to ask my senior for the next role.
Wow.
And it was the stage was already set because of all these activities and the regular feedback sessions I was doing with him. So I think it made the whole process really very, I would say, effortless. It's just the process that I had to follow, and I was supposed to be patiently following it. So I think, yeah,
And I
that's all was.
understand it is more of an internal work that you have gone through rather
Yeah,
than the external work, because a lot of people actually worry about in the mid career that, oh, things are not working for them, jobs are not probably giving them the growth, and a lot of things are happening around them. And I understand because I've been through that phase for a long period of time. But what I also realized that until and unless we work on ourselves, there is nothing that is going to work outside anyway.
true.
So as soon as we start working on ourselves, I'm sure we'll be able to figure out what are things that we can change in ourselves, which can change the things outside. And you are the living proof for that. And I have a lot of other people who are getting the success, who are getting the promotion of a different level. See, getting a promotion in a multinational, having 30%, 40% hike is not a joke at all, right? The typical hike in the promotion happens to be around 10, 15%, or at the max 20%, correct? And you change that bar and move into the different orbit altogether, speaks a lot about the effort that you have put, the creation of the visibility that you have done, okay, the credibility and reliability that you have created for yourself within the organization over a period of time, right? The type of performance you are putting in, and there is a potential opportunity which you are eyeing for, and you are putting in that effort with the opportunity in mind. So all put together, I think that's a deadly combination I see that you are talking about to bring it up. Now, the question I have in mind is, There are a lot of mid-career professionals like you who are struggling in their career, who feel that, oh, I know all the process of probably growing to myself or probably doing it my way. I know it, how to run the career and so on. Ultimately, they end up just switching the jobs, nothing more than that. Help me understand, what is that your advice for those people who are outside the camp, who feel that, oh, this is not possible or not? Okay. Or is it really required a coach or a mentor or a program to probably go through such a transformation? What is your advice to that?
Sure, Rakesh. I think I'll pick up the word that you use, switching jobs.
Yeah,
When you are switching job, like what is the difference between switching jobs and switching careers? I would like to throw some light on it. If it is a job, you consider it just a job. That means you're doing something that you're doing just for getting money out of it, and just forgetting about it when you go to sleep.
absolutely.
But then when you look at it as a career, it is something that you enjoy in a way, you contribute in a different way to it, you're passionate about it, and you know you you always tend to give value, you always think of giving value. And when you yourself are giving value, definitely you're going to get value in return. You don't have to ask for it. So there's a difference between a job and a career. So my biggest or strongest advice to all the mid-career professionals would be, if you are getting into that mode that you're doing just a job and then you want to change, don't change at that moment. Wait and convert that job to a career within your current role. While you're working in the same job, just change it from job to career. When you start looking at it as a career, that's when I believe you'll add value and you'll develop that mindset of giving value. When you have that mindset of giving value, given any interview or any discussion, you would definitely prove the point that you're going to bring value to the table, and nobody is going to say no to you if you are giving value on that role.
True.
So I think that's the biggest learning I had, that within the organization, I told you I am getting a offer from another team. It is almost like switching career within the same organization. Why that happened? Because I proved in that process that, okay, I'm bringing some value through my efforts to the organization, and the other team's leadership saw some potential, and that's why they approached. I didn't go asking for a new role, but the role came to me.
Absolutely. And I think you've been through all the program that I offer as such, right? And now you have enrolled for the executive leadership as well. Help me understand how the leadership has impacted your thought process or the way you are working.
Yeah, I think we've gone through a very rigorous process in the leadership development program that you took last year. I was part of it. So I think that gave me a sense of, now we've been working in a mode that, you're working as a regular employee. And when we are working with a leadership mindset, there's a hell lot of difference. When you work with a leadership mindset, you have clear KPIs following you. You have clear, goals of the organization at the back of your mind. So whatever you're doing, if you are always evaluating each of your action, whether it is in line with the organizational goals, whether it is contributing to the key KPIs of the organization, if you start working with that, you'll stop wasting time on some of the areas where you're putting more effort than it is required. You may
Absolutely.
probably try to automate it or delegate it because it has less value. If you are not able to generate value out of those tasks or actions, to the level it is expected from you, being an experienced person, better give it to a lesser experienced person, or try to automate it using technology,
Absolutely.
and invest your time in areas which are directly aligned with your organization goals and deliver value, more than the other tasks. So that
True.
is what is the difference, that you get when you start thinking as a leader. So, and that you get that leadership mindset really helps you, and your confidence is boosted. Like, if I am working on something and tomorrow I end up talking to one of the CXO guys, if I have the confidence of explaining what I'm doing and how it is helping the organization, just think of the impression I'm putting on the CXO level guy that, okay, this guy being at a junior level or mid career level, he has a complete view of things that we are worried about, the things that we care about day in, day out. So that opens up a lot of opportunities for you. I think that opens a new path for you altogether. So I think that's very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. And thank you very much for bringing that up to this forum as well, because I believe a lot of people in the mid-career, they feel that the leadership is natural to them because they go through the entire experiment with their career, a very long learning curve that they get into. And without realizing how many years they are going to spend in that particular struggle that they need to do in that. And when we talk about the leadership and the way you have beautifully put on the leadership mindset per se, if you inculcate that with the all the tactical aspect of the communication, confidence, the way you develop the trust, how you manage the team, how you actually look at the stakeholders, it changes the perspective forever for all the people. And that's what really matters to the people when they are getting into the leadership. And I really appreciate that you have applied a lot of things in your own career as well. And those who are wondering that what it is, when you come to the career acceleration mastery or otherwise, if you want to be a part of it, you can just register right now on this link www.rakeshrana.co, RAAKESH Rana, RANA.co, so that you understand that what we are talking about, how you can, as a mid-career professional, can transform your career. Now, the only last thing that I would say to you is that you have taken a far bigger stride now. I think you have reached to a point in your career where you have an opportunity to lead from the front, as well as probably offer a lot of things that you have as your passion. So I just wanted to wish you all the best in your career now, with the kind of mindset that you have developed over a period of time during the camp leadership and the growth of entrepreneurship. Carry on that mindset and convert it into the financial success that you have already done with this one stroke. And now is the sky is the limit is what we need to open up.
Thanks a lot, Rakesh. And it would not have been possible without your support and guidance. So thanks a lot for that. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much. And the audience, if you are watching this and if you're not a part of my YouTube channel, just try and subscribe right now and put the bell icon. And if you want to be a part of it, just write to us anywhere in the email box is given to in the description, and make sure that you attend the next success story with our Hall of Fame mentees. Okay. Till we meet next time. Thank you very much. God bless.